introduction, and I thanks to the Complinity and particularly to you for giving me an opportunity to share my experience and whatever the little knowledge I have on the developing and maintaining a legal compliance management system. Very important topic you have selected, and at a very right time where we see most of the newspaper, you must be seeing a lot of penalties are imposed, even the big corporates like Reliance and all that, where the officials are exposed to heavy penalties. So where the role of the compliance management tool comes into picture, which is very important. I'm just sharing my presentation. Just allow me. Is it visible now?
Yes, Amit, we can see your screen.
Yeah. So we can start with the presentation. As friends, good afternoon to all of you once again. As we know, the topic is developing and maintaining a compliance management system. So straight away, let us go to the next slide. Legal necessity. Now let us understand what is the legal necessity. Of course, the value added advantages we know, which we will discuss later on in the slide. But let us first understand, are there any legal necessity to go for a legal compliance management system? At least I found 8 reasons in the company law as well as in the SEBI listing regulation. The first reason is, if you see the director responsibility statement, where the directors have to confirm that the company is maintaining proper system, mind the language, proper systems to ensure compliance with the provision of all applicable laws, and that such systems are operating effectively and adequately. See the language used. Directors have an onerous responsibility to confirm in their director's responsibility statement. The next role is where I find a reason functions of a company secretary. The company secretary is responsible to report to the board of directors about the compliance of the Companies Act as well as all the laws applicable to the company. Now, this becomes again very important that legal compliance management system is not only restricted to the Companies Act, but all the laws applicable to the, and where the functions of the company secretary come into picture, and he has to report to the board. The third point is the role of the board of directors. If you see in the listing regulations, the board of directors shall periodically review compliance reports pertaining to all laws applicable to the listed entity, prepared by the listed entity, as well as the steps taken to rectify the non-compliances, if any. Now, so the board has a responsibility to review all the laws applicable. Now, from where all the laws will applicable, how the company will come to know, it is from the legal compliance management system, which is very comprehensive in nature. Next, important obligation before the board, where the company has to place a minimum information about instances of the non-compliance of the any statutory or regulatory matter. Now, how you will come to know? One is, of course, in a traditional way, there is a reporting from the plant, from the office, and one is through the system itself. You will come to know that yes, there is a non-compliance, there is a regarding a regulatory non-compliance, which you have to place before the board of directors. Now, many of the companies are subject to sectoral audit, meeting a threshold. Even in the sectoral auditor report, he has to mention that there are adequate systems and processes. Please listen the words carefully. Systems and processes in the company commensurate with the size and operations of the company to monitor and ensure compliance of all the applicable laws, rules, regulations, and guidelines. So again, here the role of systems comes into the picture. You have to give a comfort to your secretarial auditor that yes, there are adequate systems and procedures are in place. Role of the audit committee. If you see the section 177 of the Companies Act and listing regulation, the audit committee has to evaluate the internal financial controls and the risk management system. Now, as we know, today, the non-compliance is the biggest risk, and the legal risk is also there. So how the system of the legal compliance is evaluating in the company, there is the role of the audit committee which has to discharge. Now, in the last 1 year, the role of the even risk management committee has been enlarged. And risk management committee, one of the role under the listing regulation is to ensure that appropriate methodology, processes, and systems, again, I am emphasizing the word systems, are in place to monitor and evaluate risk associated with the business of the company. And last but not the least, if I say in the legal, in terms of the legality, you have to the listed companies have to prepare the corporate governance report, and one of the part of the corporate governance report is a management discussion analysis, where you have to mention about the risk and concern and the adequacy of the internal control system. Well, friends, if you study the MDA report of the good corporates, of the reputed corporates, you will always seldom you will find that the companies are mentioning about their legal compliance management. At least I can comment on, you can study the Jubilant Pharma, Jubilant Invivia, JK Lakshmi Cement. We always mention about the legal compliance management system. So this is the 8th reason, at least I can gather from the act and the regulation, where there is a real necessity to have legal compliance management system.
Welcome to Complinity Technologies. Complinity is India's leading governance, risk and compliance software helping companies to manage their compliance, contracts, litigation, legal updates, inter-financial controls and more. Complinity is a one-stop shop for all GRC needs. With our proprietary 12 GRC modules and real-time legal updates on 2,000 plus laws and 24,000 plus compliances. All in an integrated platform that is easy to use with automated alerts and risk management capabilities. Is why compliance managers, general counsels and chief financial officers choose Complinity every time. Join the most innovative and prestigious brands that use Complinity. Automating your compliance management. Request a demo at complinity.com.